Hey everybody, this is going to be a playthrough of the 8th mission in the Cyclone 3 campaign for the Su-25T. This is a free user-made campaign put out by somebody in the community, so I'll put a download link to that in the video description. Looking at the mission briefing, the title is Air Defense Neutralization. There was a previous mission with that same title. This one's pretty similar, but a little bit different, so we'll get going. Looking at the loadout, we're loaded up with anti-radiation missiles and the ELINT pod. Looking at the allied flights, we got some SU-25s and an AN-30. Those aren't really going to factor into anything. Looking at the threats, we got SA-8 radar-guided SAM, SA-11 radar-guided SAM. We got some ZU-23s and a Shilka, a few Shilkas. Not all of that's going to play in either. There's also some H-1 helicopters flying around that are not going to be a factor. So looking at the mission planner, the objective of this mission is to destroy this convoy down here. So we've got radar, SA-11 radar, some launchers, a C2 unit, a Shilka, and SA-8. There's really nothing else in the area that we need to be aware of. So overall plan, we're just going to take off out of Sukumi. We'll follow the route. Shortly after we get to waypoint 1, you should start seeing radar hits on the RWR shortly after that. Once you do start seeing your RWR light up, you can just go ahead and switch to air-to-ground mode, turn on your ELINT pod and your Shkval TV camera, and then lock up whatever shows up on the ELINT pod through the HUD there. It'll probably be the SA-11 because that's a lot longer range. Once you have got that locked up, the TV camera should slew over to where that is. And so what we're going to want to do is make sure you're lined up nice and straight with this road that this convoy's on, so that you can get a clear shot at the stuff on the road. And then just fly as close as you can before getting launched on. You've got KH-58s and KH-25U or whatever they are, the shorter range anti-radiation missiles. So if you can get close enough to launch the 25s, then that's great, but there's a good chance that the SA-11 is going to fire on you before you get that close. So get as close as you can, then once you get fired on, go ahead and launch your KH-58s at probably the SA-11. Go ahead and launch both at once, because I think both the SA-8s and the SA-11s will shoot out your incoming missiles. So launch both at a time, 2 at a time, to get a better chance of one of them getting through. Hopefully, at least one of those connects and kills either a search radar or one of the launchers or something like that. You might get some splash damage that kills a couple units. Even if neither connect, just keep, after you evade their missiles, loop back around, line up on that road again, and then start using your Vickers or your other anti-radiation missiles. So you've got some trees that they're going to be kind of mixed into. That's going to help with their line of sight, or at least breaking their line of sight when they launch on you. And there's also plenty of terrain. So you can start off high for your first launch just to make sure you can spot those targets. And then after that, you can stay a little lower when you come in to help it make it be easier to break line of sight if they launch on you again. Hopefully your first couple launches destroy something. You'll get a nice fireball or smoke cloud or something you can use to help find the targets again. Because once you run out of anti-radiation missiles or you've killed any of their radars, at least once you've destroyed their radars, you won't be able to use the ELINT pod anymore to find them. So you'll need some sort of visual marker. If you really are struggling, you just come back to waypoint 2, figure out where waypoint 2 is, and then just north of waypoint 2, there's going to be this road, and just follow that road back east or west, and you should find those targets along that way. So you got multiple ways to find these targets, but the primary one's going to be just use the ELINT pod to locate them initially, and then destroy something so you've got a nice smoke cloud or fireball or something to help find them again. So just keep looping around, kill as much as you can with your anti-radiation missiles, and then destroy the rest with the Vickers. And then once you've destroyed all these units, you'll get the RTB notification. And then once you land back at Sukumi after that, then you'll get the mission success. So good luck. All right, start the mission. Get the canopy closed, electrical on, call ATC, let them know we're starting up. Get the engines going. Flaps down. All right, engines are close to being ready, so we'll request taxi and see which runway we get. All right, runway 12, so that's right to left from this perspective, so we'll taxi off to the right. Visibility is good, so we'll taxi pretty fast here. Oh, almost tipped on that one. Now we got the runway here, so we'll just straighten out and take off. Alright, got a bit of a long boring flight ahead of us, so I'll put links in the video description if you want to skip ahead. I've not seen any radar hits on the RWR yet. Oh, speaking of, so we'll go ahead and switch air to ground, turn on the ELIN pod, also turn on the Chevelle so we can scope out whether we got a good angle on these targets here. Yeah, not too bad. We'll jog right a little bit so we can get a line straight down that road. And I'll try to get in range of the KH-25 anti-radiation missiles before I launch, but if I get launched on before that, I'll go ahead and launch the KH-58s. Only seeing the SA-11 so far. We've already got launch authorization for the KH-58s. Got a good angle down that road. Alright, they're launching at me, so I'll launch at them. Launch both KH-58s. And I'll dive away and break line of sight. Alright, their missiles have broken lock. As we re-engage, we'll come in a little bit lower. Alright, we killed the search radar for the SA-11. I see the SA-8 now. We don't have a good angle anymore. Well, it looks like he come through the trees, so he might be, I think he's out in the clearing now, so actually this is fine. Just got to get closer. Alright, got a couple radars still active out there, so I'm not sure what we have locked at the moment, but whatever it is, we'll kill it. Clean up the rest with Vickers. Launch both missiles again. I think SA-11s and SA-8s will both shoot at the incoming missiles, so we'll launch two to increase our odds of hitting something. I won't launch quite at max range for these because they're a lot slower, so I'll see if I can get it a little bit closer without getting launched on. Yeah, that guy's exposed. I'll come left a little bit, try to dodge those trees just a little bit more. Alright, we'll go ahead and launch. I'll keep pushing. turn off the ELINT pod, so we'll switch to the Vickers here. Alright, he's shooting at my missiles. Damaged him at least. I'll go ahead and use launch permission override and launch from here. It should be close enough. Alright, he launched at me, but I killed him. So the missile immediately exploded. Come back around and clean up the rest with Vickers. Alright, there's the smoke. Alright, probably we'll get an angle on this guy over the tree, so we'll go ahead and launch. Just keep coming right and stay high. Keep that laser over the tree since the Vicar will follow the path of the laser. Alright, that's everything. So RTB now. Alright, we got a long, boring RTB flight back, so again, timestamps in the video description if you want to skip this. Alright, airfield's down there, but we gotta come at it from the other side.
Gear down. Gear down. Gear down. Gear down. Gear down.
All right, there's mission success. That'll do it.